talk today about choosing a word for the year. A word that will inspire you, allow you to grow, allow you to give of yourself, allow you to let go of things that you don't need and embrace and invite things that you want into your life, inspired by this word. So it's a new year. There's always an excitement when there's a new year. There's New Year resolutions. There's a feeling in the air of possibilities, of opportunities. Hopefully you've also had an opportunity for some relaxing downtime during the holidays and are feeling rested and rejuvenated. But there's also the reality that we're coming back to after this break. We have an election year in the US, political problems in many countries, ecological crises, economic challenges. There's so much going on. And the truth is that we, you and I and everyone, are the people who can raise this planet to another consciousness, to a higher level of love, compassion, kindness, sacredness that this planet and humanity deserves to live in. No one's going to save us. We each need to do it on our own, and we can do it together because we are stronger when we do this together. But in our life, there's the part where we need to show up. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to do it for me. So one way of doing it is to pick a word for the year that will inspire you throughout the year to grow and change and improve and give of yourself and do good in the world and let go of what you don't need and invite and embrace what you want to have in this year be part of your life. So you pick a word. Last year my word was engagement because I wanted to be really fully engaged and passionate, excited about everything that I do. The previous year my word was habits because I wanted to develop habits around my self-care and my health, and also habits of work that would allow me to produce more, do more, show up more. Any word really works. As someone I know has picked this year's word to be progress because they did really good stuff last year and they want to just continue, so they chose the word progress for this year. And I picked the word freedom. It's a big word for me, but I decided after thinking of different words to pick the word freedom. I want spiritual freedom, economic freedom, freedom in my relationship. There's so many areas where I want a sense of freedom. One of the things that I've been doing over the holiday is decluttering my house. Just whatever, like papers and books, and that's how I create freedom, because I'm creating a spatial freedom in my house by letting go of old memories of things that I don't want anymore, and the memories are in my heart, and allowing for new experiences to enter as I create more space. So here is a simple way to choose your word. Ask yourself, what am I dealing with right now? What am I currently dealing with? What are my challenges? What would I like to change and improve? Then ask yourself, where do I want to be in a year? What would I like to have let go of? What would I like to have embraced? What would I like to have more of? In what ways would I like to change, have a better life in any area? And then the third question, which is really important, because it's not just about hoping and sending out blessings and praying. It's about doing the work that it takes you to get from where you are to where you want to go. So ask yourself, what am I willing to do to get there? What am I willing to do to move from where I'm at to where I want to be? And then finally, ask yourself, what quality would support me on my journey? What spiritual quality could help me and support me on my journey? And just allow to see what word comes. Sometimes there are 2 or 3 words that show up. Just go back and forth and think which one is the most uplifting, or the one that will help you and support you the best, or provide you a new possibility that you don't believe in, but you want to believe in. I mean, that's where the word freedom is really helpful to me, because, you know, when I go on speaking events, I always stress before. Now, part of it is good because you're kind of building up the energy to show up fully. But part of it is stress, and I don't want to have that. I want to have less of that. So freedom helps me with that. That word allows me to step in to a possibility that I haven't been in yet, to a larger version of myself, to something that I want to be, someone I want to be, a different state of mind that I'm not at yet. And I can use freedom in all areas of my life. So I don't need a word for each area, because freedom is just a quality that will permeate my entire life. So now you have your word, and you can start the year being inspired by this word. And so here are a few ways to practice this word throughout the year. So one way is to use your smartphone and put the timer on 3 times a day. You could do more, you could do less, but let's start with 3 times a day: morning, around lunchtime, and in the evening. Put the timer on. And when it rings, it's ringing for you like a bell, like a gong, to remind you of your word for the year. And then look around you. Can you see your word present anywhere in the situation that you're in the people you are with, in the activity that you're doing, and in yourself? Can you see it in yourself right now? What is there? What is free in me right now? Or where is there progress for you, if that's your word? Or abundance, if that's your word? Whatever the word is. A second way to practice the word throughout the year is to see what you would like to change in your life in different areas. So for example, financial freedom is something that I would want to have. Well, what does that mean? What does it mean, and what's possible for me? So I can say, okay, I have certain goals that I would like to attain, which will give me financial freedom. Now, be aware, because obviously if we each had millions of dollars, that would give us a certain kind of freedom, but we'd have other obligations as a result of that. So maybe you want more income, but maybe you want like a freedom of this feeling of like there's never enough. And the financial freedom is just a mindset. Or spiritual freedom. So you could pick any area of your life and see how you could have that quality, that word in that area, and decide what your goal is in that area. Pick one thing. So don't make it something that's unattainable, but you could pick 3, 4, and so write what the goal is, and then one action that you're going to do today to move closer towards your goal. And so you can go from area to area, and you can choose, a different month for each area, and then have a goal or up to 3 goals for each month, and then just move like this. Because the minute you break it down into small chunks with a goal, with an intention, and with an action, then you're actually going to move forward with your New Year resolutions. Otherwise, you just end up making a list, and it becomes something that you hope for and you pray for. You need to put the work in, and that's when you're going to feel aligned. You'll bridge your spiritual part with your material part. You'll be grounded, but you'll be connected to your essence, to your spiritual essence, and you will be part of us all creating the better world that we all want to live in. So pick a word for the year. You can always change it, but it's really nice to have one word for the year and to see how you lived that word, and how that word lived in you and moved you and changed you, and you grew through that word. And then once you pick the word, you can practice noticing the word throughout your day using a timer and paying attention to where within yourself or in the situation that you're in outside of yourself that word is showing up. You'll suddenly notice that word everywhere. You'll suddenly see it. And suddenly you'll be seeing this beautiful spiritual quality in your mundane material life. And then the second way is pick an area that you want to focus on, or an area per month, or an area of your life per quarter. Set a goal for that area in your life. What is the goal? What are you willing to do to make it happen? Have an action item or a few action items, and then at the end of the period, reflect. How have I done? Have I improved? Has my mindset changed, or have I achieved the goals that I set myself to do? And the higher you aspire, the more you will change and the more you will get what you ask for. If you ask very little, you'll get very little. Now, we might ask for huge dreams and we might get all of them, but we may get part of them. But if you're going to get 2/3 of what you ask for, then you better ask for something big, so you can get 2/3 of something big versus 2/3 of something small. So, wishing you fun doing this exercise, picking your word. Leave a comment, share your word. I'd love to hear what your word is. Happy 2020. Blessings.